What's up, people of the earth? Yeah, I got the tire off and I need to get the rotor off, so I got to get that nut right there in the center and get the caliper off, so I can get the rotor off. So come to find out, the bolts were stripped or rounded out in the back of the caliper, so I struggle with this, man. It kind of made me mad, I'm not gonna lie. But we finessed it, and you can take those rubber stoppers off. So they're like rubber stoppers over the sliding bolts, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you can take the rubber things off, and you can have like direct access to them. And there goes some light. But we wound up hitting them with a hammer so we can get the Allen wrench in and putting the vice grips on, and voila. I was able to get those bolts out with the Allen wrench and just kind of yank them out of there. I'm so glad we was able to do that. Yeah, that's a better shot of it right there. I got my headlamp on my neck. That's the slider bolt right there. That was so hard to get out. I went and bought some more too, so I didn't have to put those raggedy ones back in. I got the rags because I just got done driving the truck, because I went and got the slider bolts, and that caliper was hot. But yeah, got the caliper off, and there is the rotor. Look how rusty that thing is. Old truck though, you know. Got to get that washer out of there. You don't want to put a washer on top of a washer. I replaced the washer and that bolt. So now here, I need to get those 3 bolts out of there so I can get the whole hub assembly off. And come, yeah, that's the where the wheel bearing is, the whole hub assembly. And that's what I'm trying to get to right there, that CV axle. That's not supposed to be like that. That rubber cusp is supposed to be covered. It's supposed to cover up like that whole front part. But yeah, so these first 2 screws on the hub assembly came off. They loosened up pretty well. But then this last one, I learned a little trick. If you put the teeth together on the wrenches like that, you can create a little more leverage. But that thing was not budging. We found a little trick though. I did it off video, but wound up getting it off. That's all you need to know. Alright, boom. So now that's the front axle. I got it out. I got the front part loose. Now I got to get to those bolts in the back there. We had like a 3-foot extension to go on the drill. Oh, I should probably explain that too. So in order to get the CV front axle out, I have to undo the shock so I can create space for it to come out. But yeah, that's like the 3-foot extension on the drill so I can get back there to those bolts. I wound up getting them all out, and now I'm about to take that bolt out of the shock and lift it out of its like little compartment right there. Yeah, so I can create space so I can get that axle out, because if that shock is in the way, I'm not gonna get it. I was able to get that out of there just with the palm of my hand.
It just needed a little love.
Perfecto. I want to put it out with some pliers too. You get your little pry bar, put it in there, and just lift it out. As simple as that. I'm switching those shocks soon too. Boom. Alright, so I had to get put a little elbow grease into this and just rip it down. Boom. Take that right off. I just had to finesse it a little bit to get it out of there. It's a lot trickier than you would expect, honestly, but when you get it off of there, it's good. It's like it's the perfect length. Oh yeah, that's how it look. It's not supposed to look like that. That rubber thing is supposed to be over it. But yeah, it's the perfect length from this. I think this is the differential. Comment the right term for it if it's not the differential, but I think this is the differential. But I cleaned that up real good because when I put the new axle on it, I want that front area right there that I'm cleaning. I want it to be as smooth and I don't want any debris on it. Yeah, that's the new axle though. It's kind of heavy though. Yeah, it's like I would say like a 15-pound dumbbell. Light work. Lightweight. But yeah, there we go. So I'm placing it back in there. Lining it up. And you see I got that jack right there. So that jack is pretty much like it was like my little cheat. So I can like just line it up without having to just do too much finessing, honestly. It worked out pretty well though. Boom, got it. All right, so what are you doing now? I'm looking at the camera. All right, cool. So now I'm getting those 6 screws back in this axle. I wish they had gave me some new screws to put in, but these will work. A few of them like they didn't want to go in. And I'm working on my camera angles too. I figure like I could sit it a little closer, and it kind of worked out. I'm still learning this camera stuff and posting content. Yeah, that's the screw that like it didn't want to go in. It probably wasn't lined up. I should have did it in like a star pattern. So like every other hole first and then filled it in. Maybe it would have lined up better, but I wound up getting it in there anyway, so it's all good. Boom. Your hands get so dirty dealing with this. And then that stuff and like the grease inside of the axle got all over like that. Like that front area right there, and that was pretty much a grease ball after. Yeah, alright. So I got those 6 bolts in, and I got it pulled to the front, put it in tight. I went on ahead and just put the new nut and the washer on there. Got it in there, and now I'm just trying to line the hole up for my shock so I can just stick that bolt right through. Boom. Get that bolt in there. I just gotta hold the other side with the wrench. You gotta finesse a way to get that wrench on there. Get it through all like the little cracks. I'm a skinny guy though, so well, I ain't skinny, but you know. I got that wrench on there, tighten it up, and we're good to go. So right here, front axle's good. Shock back screwed in, screwed back in. Now I'm putting the hub assembly back on, putting those 3 screws back in there. I actually need another hub assembly too. I need another wheel bearing. So I'm gonna do that soon when I get the energy. Oh yeah, I wanted the front of the hub assembly to be as smooth and like debris free as possible, because I'm gonna put the rotor on top of that, and when I put the rotor on that, I don't want nothing in between it. That stuff I'm putting on there is called anti-seize. So it stops the rotor from sticking to the hub assembly. That's a new rotor. And I threw that one bolt on there to stop like the future dust and stuff that's gonna get in the it could get in between the hub assembly and the rotor. Words are hard.
For sure.
But yeah, those are the old brakes right there. They're raggedy. Should have changed those a long time ago. Old truck though. Old truck. That's me. I'm like cleaning out. So hopefully I got a better shot of it. I think I do. But I'm cleaning out the inside of that piston on the caliper just to, I don't know, give it almost a fresh start. So when I put like the grease and the new brake pad in there, there's no like debris or anything in the way of it. Yeah, those are the old brakes and the new brakes. Look at the difference between those. Big difference. So I'm just slapping the... So I forgot, actually, I had to take the brake pads back off. I forgot to use the C-clamp to push that piston back to like reset it, quote unquote reset it, so I can get the other brake pad in. So I had to take them back off and use the C-clamp to get it back, push that piston back. Ooh, I guess I struggle with this part. Boom. I think right here is when I realized, like, oh, I gotta clean this out.
Put the lube inside of the piston.
Oh yeah, I put the grease on there and everything. Inside of here.
All moved up.
Yep.
Brake goes with it. There.
Yeah, okay.
C-clamp.
So this is when I was like, oh,
Close that gap right there.
we gotta push that back in. So yeah, just grab the C-clamp and just twist it on back in, man. Had to take the brake pads back off, but that ain't much though, you know. Perfecto, you know. Yeah, push it on back in, got the brake pads on. And shout out to Don in the auto hobby shop. He helped me out a lot. Those are the old pins.
You probably can't see.
Those old slider pins, look how rounded out they are. Then that's the new one. I'm shaking. I must have been hungry. Oh yeah, you gotta grease those things up real good too. You want those things to slide when you hit your brakes and it squeezes, the brake pad squeeze the rotor. You want those things to slide, so yeah, they told me to just grease them up real good and slip them in there.
No, you liking that though?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
There go Don. He helped me with my camera right there. Appreciate it, my guy.
Right there.
There we go.
That mean it's lined
Bolts
up,
in
baby.
there. Tighten them down.
Screwing the bolt. Those look a lot better on camera. Hey, could you see my two bolts on the other side? Well, I hope so, because that's where I pushed the piston out, right?
Hey, lefty loosey.
But I'm talking right now.
Zero clearance. So when they're
What was going on? Oh, I had to line up the hose. It's a little tricky trying to line that thing up.
you know, if
But
you're grunting, you gotta tighten up.
he just stepped in for a second. At this point, I was kind of tired. I'm not gonna lie. I was working the whole day before too on the other wheel.
Those bolts are
I
in
ran
there.
into problems on that side too. All right, so pretty much I'm done.
That's what it is.
Threw my tire back on. Lift with your legs. There you go. Get in there. Lift with your legs. Good squat form. Tie it back on. Tighten it down to 120 foot-pounds. And that is the replacement video for the CV front axle, front rotor, and the brakes for a 1990 Chevy K2500. Let's get it.